And it's a fire that could wipe out civilization, innovation that we care about. Half the states have rules prohibiting political deepfakes that might undermine elections. Does nothing to limit innovation. States are now starting to look at rules dealing with chatbots and emotionally entangling conversations with children. We've seen a number of these high-profile cases where the chatbot has led kids in conversations that have resulted in them killing themselves. So these horrible tragedies. But there's a broader social experiment going on. Imposing restriction on that does nothing in any meaningful way to limit innovation. There are a couple states that have looked at broad standards about existential risk, and they're really modest restraints given the scale of what the companies say is the dangers they pose. Theoretically, the government could impose some restrictions that might meaningfully inhibit innovation. And you might say that's a good idea or a bad idea based on what we're talking about. But in fact, practically what's in place is so modest. There's no consequential restriction on what they're doing at all. It's plain that there should be. They say they're playing with fire. And even if you don't credit that, or if you don't credit that, you just say, well, actually, they say it's going to save the world, that it's going to create this unbelievable abundance. Are you going to really let's imagine that's true? No. But let's imagine it's true. Would you want to leave control of that technology in the hands of 5 companies with no public control whatsoever? Why in the world? You're basically saying you're giving control over all of the world's wealth to 5 giant companies. How is that sensible policy? So you wouldn't want to do it in act. If you believe either the worst they say or the best that they promise, if the technology has anything like the capability of anything remotely like what they claim, it cannot be, it cannot just be left to private corporate control. Not if we want to have a world worth living in.